Today we're going to rotate the Tesla Model 3 tires. Basically going to take the back one, put in the front, put in the back. I already took off my wheel cap. All I do is just pull it out. If you bought the extra cap that goes in here, you just take a suction cup and just stick to it and pull it out. Tools we're going to use today. We have two low profile jack. These jacks here I got from Walmart. They're the Blackjack 2.5 ton low profile. Two of those. Two of the Model 3 pucks. This here goes into the hole underneath the car. I'm going to use a torque wrench. I got that tech on. And I've already set it to 130 pounds per square feet. And you also need a 21mm socket wrench. And first things first, we're going to use the socket wrench here with the 21mm. We're going to loosen up these nuts a little bit while the car is still not on the jack. We're going to do that for the front and the back. Then after that, we'll take the jack, put it underneath, identify where the hole is, and work the two jacks to lift the car, because the 2.5 ton car jack is not going to be able to lift just one side. No matter what you're going to do, the jack's always going to sink back down. So you need to work both sides evenly and controlling the pucks, making sure that it stays on the jack so it doesn't slip off. Alright, so what we're going to do is take this 21mm and just push down on it, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty type of deal. And we're going to do that on both sides. First thing we want to do here is just tighten up this knob. You got the same one. Don't tighten it way too tight, because then you have problems getting it to come loose in the future. This is basically going to allow the hydraulics of the pump of the jack here to rise up. We can go around the other way, so you can see the. There you go. See the hole right here? That's where we're going to put this puck here on top of the jack. Now make sure it sits nicely. Since I'm recording, I only have one hand to work with. What you want to do is you want to have one hand around this puck like so, as you're working the jack upward, so the jack will stay nice and snug on this cup right here. And there's like about 1 centimeter, 1mm around this whole thing, so you want to make sure it doesn't slip off. So you just work the jack, goes up like so. Just want to get it nice and snug up there for now. You don't want to lift up the jack, like I said earlier. This 2.5 ton jack here is not going to be able to lift up this tire or this wheel all by itself. It's going to need its cousin, brother, sister jack, the other pair. You see this already shifted a little bit here. So one hand, move the jack handle up and down, or the other hand basically keeps your thumb wrapped around this puck. Make sure it stays nice and snug. And you want to do that. And you want to work both sides at the same time. I'm going to go over there and do the other side. And I'll show you guys what to do next. Here we are on the other side. Get a little closer underneath there. There's that hole. Get the puck up on top of the cup. Make sure everything gets nice and snug, it fits in correctly. Nothing shifts. If it shifts, just adjust, make sure that the puck is sitting on this jack cup here, I don't know what it's called, correctly, so it doesn't slip off. This is a pretty slippery surface. You can see the car trying to go up a little bit there. But like I said, 2.5 tons, not going to lift up with just one tire. And we can't put any car jack underneath this thing. I wish we could though, just to be more secure. So what you want to do is you just want to work a little bit over here, keeping your finger around this guy, which I'm not gonna see, it's already a little bit off there. Gotta do over. I'm gonna put the camera down. I don't work both sides at the same time. A little bit at a time with both hands, using one hand to wrap around like so, and then one to pump up the jack just to make sure the puck stays. And I can't stress that enough. That's why I'm repeating it so many times, because if this thing slips off, well, let's just say you're not gonna be too happy. Okay, we're both jacked. See, I just got the tires off just a little bit off the floor. On both sides, that's all you need, just enough to take off the tires. Same thing with the back, it's just I only have a few. It's just a little bit off. Can't see the fingers in there. Yeah, we're stuck right now. The jack comes down, crush my finger there. But yeah, so the puck, you gotta work both, like I said, one at a time, a little bit at a time. When you raise this back one here up, it's gonna loosen that top one, so you got time then to adjust the puck again to sit with that cup, so it lines up nice and neat. So what I'm gonna do now is just for safety reason, because I don't want to trip over these stupid handles. Just gonna take them off, put them right next to it. Keep you moving the tires back and forth. Definitely don't want it to be in the way. So earlier we did the nuts. We already loosened them up. They're very loose already, so I'm gonna take them all off. And sometimes you gotta use your feet to step in to it to get to this bottom one, because when you loosen this top one, it like tilts inwards. Yeah, you can wear a glove, but it's easier for me to just work with my hands. Yeah, here, that one's a little bit tight, so you gotta step into it to get to it. So what we're gonna do is take this front tire, put it in the back, this back tire to the front. That's what we're gonna do right now. Or I'm gonna do right now. So here's the back tire I just took out. Somebody on the Tesla forum said that there was some arrow here that kind of like tells you which direction the wheel should rotate to, but I don't see it, except this is the closest arrow I see, but it's just some sort of number. I'm not a tires guy, so I don't know what that numbers mean. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. This rim here is made in Mexico. The sensor may be inside. Some, I don't know what that is. I don't know what any of this stuff is. But yeah, there's no arrow here that tells you like which way the tire should be rotating and stuff. So that's the back tire. And then we're just gonna roll it to the front. There's the front tire right there. Nice to know that it's a Michelin Green X MX40 MXM4 privacy. Just in case I ever need to replace my tires. The threading is still good on this thing after 11,000 miles on it. But I think maybe another rotation or 2 more rotation. I gotta get the wheels of the tires replaced. It's funny because it's only we only got this car since August 2018, and now it's February. 11,000 miles, and hopefully it's not like the Prius I got where the low profile tires have to be replaced every year. That's a nice chunk of $400 down the drain every time. But that's what happens when you get these low rolling profile tires. The threading is not very thick. Alright, we're gonna stick it in back in on the rims here on both sides. There's a little bit of rust on there. It should be fine. If you want to, you know about it, you can take a brush and scrub it all off before you put your tires back on. Other than that, should be good. Alright, I'm gonna put the tires on and I'll show you guys how to tighten the nuts or the bolts. The other thing is these tires are a little bit heavy for you to lift up. I don't have anything else, so what I do is I just put my feet underneath here and just help lift it up with my toes to line up these thingamajig here. These thingamajig, these screws, these rods. Yeah, they're rods. Yeah, you use your feet here to elevate it to help lift it up, and use your hand to get in place. So now we're gonna take the nuts. Just gonna start. Doesn't matter where you put them right now. Just adjust the rims as you need. I always feel like I need to do a starlight pattern because that's how you screw it back in. So you might want to wiggle the rims, the frames, the rim a little bit just to get it adjusted, get it screwed in. Yes, I could use a machinery. Except I don't have anything right now that does this. So my hands works just fine. So spending 25, 35, whatever it costs to get the screws, the bits, get these screws in. So you see it's still pretty loose there, so again, use your feet, adjust the bolts. Basically do these and do the same thing. I would use my feet to help. So I just like my extended hands. Rotate these frames around as I feel the pressure. Got both tires on, got both nuts on, all the nuts on. It'd be easier if I didn't have I can use two hands because I'll level my feet. Like I said in the last one, I put my feet down here. I raise it up with my toes, get these bottom nuts bolts in because you don't want these. You want these nuts to go and fit in nice and neat around its right there. Otherwise, it'll sit like at an angle. You do it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna tighten these nuts, these bolts. We're gonna go on a star-like pattern. Start from this point, draw down, over, up, down. Continue down that pattern until it's tight. Star-like pattern. Down, over, up, down. Down, over, to your left, up to your right, down to the bottom. Top, down, left, right, down. Rinse and repeat. Okay, just do that with 130 pounds of pressure from the torque wrench. Do it on both sides. Once it's done, you can then lower the car. Then try to tighten it up a little bit if there's anything loose. But hopefully you don't have to do anything else. And then there's a lot of dust brakes here. I'm going to take it outside and just spray it with some garden hose. It was raining for a few days too, so, and snowing and hailing, luckily no damage. Alright. So I tightened the back nut, that back bolt here a little bit, doing a star-like pattern, boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. The front is a little pain in the butt because the front tires spins when it's floating like this. So you want to do your best, just get it a little bit as tight as possible and lower the tires, but lower it so they barely touch the floor and it has some friction, so you can tighten the nuts and then drop the rest down because you don't want it. So the problem is you don't want the nuts to be at an angle or twisted or warped in any way when the pressure sits down onto the floor itself. So I'm going to loosen up the jack here a little bit just to get it onto the floor just slightly so I can get it a little bit tightened up before I let it all the way down to the ground. Okay, it tightened pretty good. Gonna release the knob. Gasket's gonna come down. I'm gonna do the same with this guy over here. I can't do it by hand. Jack, get the tip. Stick it in and just slowly twist. Alright. Now we're just gonna do a little bit more, just a little bit tighter. And then we should be it. Take it for a test drive. So we went around and just retying all the 4 wheels, making sure they're all 130 pounds. Now what you don't want to forget to do is take out these pucks because they stick on there and you don't be driving around there. They're pretty expensive. I think 35, 40 bucks. Ow. 35, 40 bucks each. I think I just hurt my knee on this concrete. They don't come out easily. We'll let all the air out of your jacks so it doesn't stay in there and cause problems later. That's it. Now you just take it out for a test drive. Make sure nothing wobbles, it doesn't pull. If it's pulling, then you probably did not push your tires firmly up against the rim correctly, or the brake pads. And the wheels doesn't come off. put all your stuff away and you're golden. If you enjoyed the video,